Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel dispersed through the four corners of the earth. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach Yahushua, laboring fervently in the gospel. Shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High who are out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their body as a living sacrifice, and magnifying the name of Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushua in the last days. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, studying, being diligent, and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to all of the sisters out there, the Aquath out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive, diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. All praises to the Most High for another Sabbath service, another day of repenting, another day of getting yourselves in order, getting your houses in order, right? Reflecting on where you fell short in the previous days and changing all that, man. As we approach the end times coming, it's time for more reflection and more changing of how we value the time that the Lord has given us, right? We have to start treating the time that the Lord has given us as precious gold, man. Because when it's all said and done, your works are going to carry with you. And if your works be built up upon Yahushua and it can stand in the day of visitation, then all praise to the Most High. But if you're building stubble upon the name of the Lord, right, you're going to receive exactly what you put out. Right, as we always do, let's go to Acts chapter 18, verse 4.
Book of Acts chapter 18, verse 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
Right, another Sabbath service to persuade Israel who knows that the Israel to continue in the law, statutes, commandments, the brotherly love, the charity, right, all things to magnify the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and those just finding out that the Israel to repent, come out of the shadows of Babylon, be at the church of Berea, search the scriptures daily and diligently to see if the words that be spoken in you are true, right? And the only way we can do that is through Philippians 4:13.
Book of Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Hamashiach Yahushua, which strengthens me.
Right, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're able to cast down these false doctrines, stand 10 toes down on the doctrine that we have learned through the spirit, right? That no man stealeth our crown, right? And we enduring this thing into the end.
And this is questions that must be answered, right? So we like to do the Q&As every now and then because brothers, they are reading, they're studying, they may have questions that may come about, they may go over their notes and they may not understand certain things, or we know brothers watch particular other videos and congregations and you may come across something and you want to verify it or get another witness. So it's good to do these Q&As, right? Your household may have questions and you may not have the answers, right? So you may want to put those questions out there so we can go and break it down. Right, so let's go to Colossians 4 and 6, and we'll touch on these questions.
I got the first one right
here. Book of Colossians,
chapter 4. We're gonna go to verse 6.
4 and verse 6. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
So we have to answer every man. Right? You can't get a question from a brother and say, well, why don't you just go, you'll get in the kingdom. Right? Wait till the hitting manna comes. That's off, man. Right? Wait till Yahushua comes and maybe we'll break it down to you, man. No, we have to answer the questions and do it seasonably. Right? With the proper precepts. That's the salt, man. The proper breakdowns, that's the salt. So our people can digest these words. You don't eat and you can't learn anything if it's not seasoned, man. Somebody could teach you something all day. You got so-called white people that read, that break the Bible down, man. There's no salt in it, man. They read like a robot and like a pedophile. Then you got Jake that get into it. They throw that salt on there. They throw them precepts. They link it up. And that's you seasoning that word so our people can digest it and mentally comprehend these breakdowns.
Okay, let's go to 1 Peter 3 and 15, right? 1 Peter 3 and 15.
Book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 15. But sanctify the Lord Yahweh in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
Right, so you got to be ready to give every man an answer. Right, you got to be able to expound on the answer with 2 or 3 witnesses, meaning the precepts linking up to get that explanation. Right, you can't just speak of your own belly, right? Because that much speaking become vanity, lies, deceit, and deception, right? So if it's not thus saith the Lord, then all things are canceled out, right? So the first question that I saw was from what's the brother's name? Therapeutic Bad, right? That's a name. Who are the two witnesses?
Let's go into it. Let's go to Revelation 11. Right? It's a lot. I saw a lot of questions pop up. They flood in there. So if you got a question, answer it. We're not gonna. Sometimes we get long-winded. It's all according to the Spirit. Sometimes questions like this is hard to just give a 30-second answer to, right? Because the two witnesses are a manifold, deep breakdown. You know, but we'll cover it. Revelation 11. Let's read. Let's read 3 on down.
Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Right, so the two witnesses on a surface level is dealing with Israel and Judah, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. Right, clothed in sackcloth. Sackcloth is what? Mourning. Sackcloth is a sign of affliction. Sackcloth is a sign of depression and woe. You understand? So our people are prophesying in a state of woe and a state of mourning. These are the two witnesses. Go to Isaiah 43 and 10. Right? Not the Jehovah Witnesses. Now, that's just the surface level. It gets deeper than that, right? It touches on Moses and Elijah. When you get deeper, it goes into Zerubbabel and Joshua, right? Which goes into the spirit of Yahweh Shah, his priesthood, and his kingship, right? Him being from the seed of David and him being a high priest as well. So it touches on manifold levels, but keeping it on the surface level with our toes in the water, Judah and Israel. We bring that on.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 43.
And 10.
Isaiah chapter 43, verse 10. Ye are my witnesses.
Now the Lord is talking to the Israelites, man. He's not talking to the Moabites. You got Jehovah Witnesses, they're Moabites. They're out there in the den with that pamphlet and that stand asking you about Jesus Christ, man, in the temple. Saying we're witnessing to you. The Lord is speaking to the Israelites. He said, yea are my witnesses. Go on.
Saith the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen.
And my servant whom I have chosen.
That ye may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me.
Let's sit on that. So let's go back to Revelation 11, 3. How deep you want to go?
Yeah, we can keep it service level.
All right, so let's read on. We'll just read on and go into it.
Son
And we have breakdowns of Revelation 11 chapter, right? For brothers that want more deeper understanding, if you go on the Cold Cuts channel, you type in Revelation 11, you'll find deeper understanding of us going into the breakdown. We don't want to feel like we're shortchanging this answer, but for sake of time and to get to everybody's question, it only makes sense to only go so deep. So let's read on.
Start of verse 4.
Come
Come.
Now I said 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. That's a spiritual number that deals with the 42 months, the 3.5 years, the 1,000, the time and a half of times. All of those numbers are all the same. Right, real quick, go to Daniel 7 and 25. Right, 1,260 days.
Book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High,
That's the so-called white man, his blasphemies.
and shall wear out the saints of the Most High,
Mentally, physically, spiritually drained in his captivity.
and think to change times and
He
laws,
can't actually do it, but he had made you believe that he can do it. Go on.
and they shall be given into his hand,
The Lord say,
and they shall be given into his
we
hand,
were given to the hand of the so-called white man.
until a time and times and the dividing of
It's
times.
the same thing as 1,260 days. So a time is 360 days. Times is 720 days. A half a time is 180 days. You add up 720, 180, 360, you get 1,260 days, which is equivalent to 42 months or the 3.5 days, which is a certain dispensation of time of us being in this bondage until the spirit of truth comes up and we resurrect in the name of the Lord. And that's a spirit moving through the elect and prophesying the word going up to allow us to resurrect as well. So let's go back to Revelation 11 and 4.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 4. These are the two olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth.
Right. Go to Well, yeah.
Zechariah 4.
Yeah, let's go to it.
You can start at verse. We can start at 10. Right. Whenever you hear about the 2 witnesses or the 2 olive branches, always remember those are the anointed of the Lord. Right. Those who are on the right hand of the Lord. Right. On the surface level, it's always going to be Israel and it's always going to be Judah. Right. That goes into the 2 sticks being brought back together under one head. Right. And that one head would be Yahushua. That's a small surface level of it. Right.
Book of Zechariah, chapter 4 and verse 10. For who have despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel.
Right, that plummet is the rock. Right, going back to the vision that the Lord saw, that Daniel saw in the 2nd chapter. Right, that great that great statue with all the heads and the iron, the brass,
okay.
And then that plummet being at the bottom, which is the kingdom of the Lord. And Zerubbabel, right, not to get too deep into it, right?
With those,
so like, let's go to Haggai chapter 2, and what's that, verse 21. Right, let's jump to verse 21. Right, Haggai 2 and 21. So you got to familiarize yourself with the names in the Bible, the genealogy, right? Who Zerubbabel is, right? And then it's gonna start to make more sense because you're gonna see the Lord saying that Zerubbabel is set up to be the signet in the kingdom. He's set up to be the one who's gonna govern the kingdom. And then everybody starts questioning, well, what about Yahushua? Isn't it supposed to be his kingdom? And that's try to keep it on the surface level. Right, because like the brother said, we have cold cuts that explain the genealogies of the Lord and all the times he walked on the earth. Right?
Book of Haggai, chapter 2, verse 21. Speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the king, Selachia of the kingdoms of the heathen, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, everyone by the sword of his brother.
Right, so this is going into the day of the Lord, the day of destruction. Right, when the Lord is shaking the kingdoms of the heaven, bringing down all these heavens that are upon the earth now. Right?
Verse 23. In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, will I take thee, O Zerubbabel, my servant,
right, the governor of Judah,
the son of Shealtiel, saith the Lord, and will make thee as a sign, Selachia, as a signet, for I have chosen thee, saith the Lord of hosts.
Right, and can a brother go to the blue letter and go to signet, Baba Kashar? Right? So the Lord is going to set up Zerubbabel to be a signet in the kingdom to come. Right? That means like a cornerstone. Right, the stamp of the kingdom, right? Whenever a brother gets it, you can read it.
All right, Haggai 2 and 23, and the word signet.
You can just read the H. I'm recording this number.
Okay, H7597.
It's H7597. Shealtiel.
Right.
And second entry. Shealtiel.
That's for signet?
Shealtiel.
Nah.
I got
Go ahead, bring it out.
I got H 2368. I'm gonna let it pronounce it.
You don't got to do that.
Yeah,
Okay, well, it's
just get the
hometown.
definition.
Esau's gonna butcher the
It's
Hebrew.
a seal, a signet ring for outline of biblical usage. And then for the Strong's definition, it says a signature ring, seal, signet.
Right, so he's the seal of the kingdom to come. Right, and we know through the Spirit that that's not Zerubbabel, but we know that it's actually Yahushua. And if you go to the genealogy of Yahushua, you got Zerubbabel in there. Right? Let's go to Matthew 1 and 12.
Yes, so like quick point. Zerubbabel is supposed to be the king.
Right.
When you read the book of Haggai, you read Zechariah, Ezra, and Nehemiah, Zerubbabel is technically supposed to be the king sitting on the throne, but due to us being in captivity, his position has been delegated to a governor over Israel as a province, of the Persian Empire. Just like Joseph. Joseph is supposed to be the king in the time of Matthew. So he's technically supposed to be sitting on the throne because he's from that genealogy of Yahushua. What you got?
God. Matthew 1 and 13.
Con. Book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 13. And Zerubbabel.
Or go to verse 12. Start at 12.
Con. Verse 12. And after they were brought to Babylon, Jeconias begat Salathiel, and Salathiel begat Zerubbabel, and Zerubbabel begat Abiud.
Right, so that's showing you that Zerubbabel is in the lineage of Yahushua. So this is his forefather, right? But on a deeper level, he's the signet of the kingdom. That plummet that we read about in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, right? Now let's go back to, where is it at? Zechariah, chapter 4. We can go down to verse 10. Start at 10 again.
I got it. I'll read it.
Yeah.
It reads, "For who hath despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet and the hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of Yahweh, which run to and fro through the whole earth."
Right, the spirits of the Lord observing everything.
And a quick point on that, when you read Revelation, the 5th chapter, 5 and 5 on down, you read about Yahweh Shai having dominion over the 7 spirits.
Right.
So the 7 spirits are all of the angels that are working with Zerubbabel in the spirit to allow him to build this great work,
God.
which is symbolic also on a deeper level, Yahweh Shai being over the 7 spirits, which is the host of heaven on the right hand and the left hand side. So it's the same thing. And you read that same thing in Zechariah, the 3rd chapter with those 7 spirits.
God.
Verse 11. "Then answered I and said unto him, What are these 2 olive trees upon the right side of the candlestick and upon the left side thereof? And I answered again and said unto him, What be these 2 olive branches which through the 2 golden pipes empty the golden oil out of themselves?
Right.
And he answered me and said, Knowest thou not what these be? And I said, No, my Lord. Then said he, These are the 2 anointed ones that stand by the Lord of the whole earth.
It's kind of plain as day once you get into it, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's either going to be, in this context, you can put it in Israel. In Revelations 11, it could be Israel. But then you got to dig deeper into it to really get, more understanding.
Yeah, when you read this chapter and look up what Zechariah is describing, it's all right to just go and type in, okay, golden bowl on the altar. And you'll see what he's looking at. You'll see a golden bowl. You'll see an olive tree, an olive tree. These 2 olive trees are issuing out golden oil in this bowl. Underneath this bowl is 7 pipes to keep the fire burning on the 7 lamps. Right? So it goes into really Yahweh Shai issuing out as him being king and priest through the Holy Spirit to keep the 7 spirits rolling and the nation of Israel flourishing in its truth. That's what it's going into. But when you read Revelation 11, it surfaces on the nation of Israel. That's why you read about, go back to Revelation 11 real quick. When you read Revelation chapter 11, and let's just jump to verse 7. Verse 8.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8.
Yep.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also, O Lord, was crucified.
So you know that's talking about us, right? We're spiritually dead in America.
Right.
And a spiritual, freaked out, bugged out, sodomy society, man. This is Egypt due to the bondage and sodomy due to the homosexuality. So that shows you our people, Judah and Israel. Brothers understand that? All right. What's the next question?
Next question from Yahweh Banyamim Yasha'Allah. Shabbat Shalom, family. How is everyone doing, fam? Been on the move lately.
All right. We're enduring.
Right.
We're enduring. All praise to the Most High. Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High. All right. What else we got?
Next question from Nakamaya, servant of the Most High. What is a mamzer?
What is a mamzer? We've covered that.
God.
Let's go to Deuteronomy. I got a quick precept. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23. Right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 23 and 1. So, according to the world, a mamzer is a man whose mother... A mamzer is a heathen, according to the world, whose mother is a heathen and a father is an Israelite, which makes you a mamzer, according to the world, which make you a non-Israelite. That's what they say in the world, a mamzer, right? So, let's read, which I believe means bastard. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23 and 1.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 1. He that is wounded in the stones or have his privy member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
So these are different men that can't make it, right? If you're wounded in the stones, meaning your testicles have been smashed, or damn, you're formed with genital deformities, right? Whatever the case may be, or somebody just cut your eye off, man, straight up and down, right? You're not allowed to enter into the congregation of the Lord. I believe Jaden Smith said he wanted to do that. He said, "Look, I get a little older." He said, "I want to do that." You know, so he's not going to be allowed, man. That's bugged out. Read on.
Verse 2. A bastard.
Let's put that word up in the Hebrew. A bastard. Right? A bastard, go on.
Shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
And people throw that word out every day. You damn bastard. You hear Esau say that. Right? You bastard. And they throw it out, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the end of the world. But let's bring it up.
I was gonna say they say a bastard is if your parents are getting married yet and they had a child.
Then they had a child. You're a bastard child. Now we're going to pull it up. You got it, King? Bring it up.
So this is Strong's H4464, Mamzer, a bastard child of incest,
Hey, now this is what they say. A bastard child of incest.
illegitimate child,
Illegitimate child.
born of a Jewish father and a heathen mother, or vice versa.
Now that's what they say.
Right.
Now technically, that last definition, it said an Israelite father and a heathenish mother. That's completely off. Did Yahweh Shah have an Israelite mother in his genealogy? Yes. Did he have heathen mother in his genealogy?
Yes.
He had who? Who's the heathen woman in his genealogy? Ruth and who else? Rahab the harlot. Rahab the harlot. Rahab the harlot and Ruth are in the genealogy of Yahweh Shah.
Right.
So is Yahweh Shah a bastard?
Uh-uh.
No, that's going off. That's off. That wouldn't be. He's the high priest. So that means he can't enter to the congregation. Now, read that one more time, King Baba Kashad, the definition.
Khan. This is the Strong's definition, right?
Right.
From an unused root meaning of alienate, a mongrel or mongrel. So
Mongrel. Y'all have heard that term, you damn mongrel.
Mongrel, mongrel, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
born of a Jewish father and a heathen mother.
Well, that's not the definition. Right?
Right.
But go on.
And it says bastard.
And a bastard. But one of the definitions said of you read two earlier.
Okay, that was outlined. All right, it's bastard. Child. Oh, okay, yeah. Born. That's what I just. Born of a Jewish father.
All right, it was two more. It was an
But yeah,
illegitimate
there was a bastard, child of incest.
child of incest.
Illegitimate child.
So a child of incest or illegitimate child. Go to the book. You had something?
I had Judges 11 and 1.
That's a good precept.
Okay, let's bring out Judges 11 and 1.
So in the ancient world, quick point, you had different classes of people, like any society, right? You had different classes of people. And according to your father and the way your father and mother were married and how things went down, that reputation fell upon you.
Right.
So if your father and mother committed adultery and you were a child of adultery, you were put into that classification as an outcast. Or as what Amos is about to read, that's another example. Or if you're a child of incest, right? Your father popped his sister and you came out and everybody knew about it, you would be technically an outcast in this situation. And you wouldn't be allowed in particular events or the congregation or things of that nature. And we'll read that, but you got it, Amos. I got a precept after you.
Come on, let's go to Judges 11 and 1.
Fine. Book of Judges, chapter 11, verse 1. Now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty man of valor.
Right, so Jephthah, he was a mighty man of valor. He was well known throughout all of the land of Israel. Right? It doesn't say, the acts that he did, but to be a man of valor, you had to be a mighty man of war, had a lot of wisdom, was a man of counsel, right?
And he was the son of an harlot. And Gilead begat Jephthah.
Right, so Gilead begot Jephthah out of heart. He dealt with a harlot, right?
And Gilead's wife bare him sons. And his wife's sons grew up. And they thrust out Jephthah and said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit in our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman.
Right, it was an outcast, right? That's what they would call him, an outcast. Right, you had a lineage, same father, same mothers. He had plenty of sons, but then you had that one son It's like, all right, yeah, we can't deal with you, man. Look how you came about, right? That's why you would call that person a mamzer or a bastard, right? We know to be an Israelite, your father has to be an Israelite, right? So that doctrine of mamzer and that just go. You can't get a definition and base a whole doctrine off a definition, right? Without precepts to validate what you're saying. Now you're saying that Obed wouldn't be an Israelite, which is
Right.
the father of Jesse, which
Right.
is the father of David.
Right.
So David would be a mamzer if you're using just that definition.
Off.
Right? So you can't, like, what's the other one? Charagma.
Right.
We're going to throw it out there. Charagma. You can't use a definition to just create a whole breakdown. If you use a definition to create a breakdown, then you disannul in the scriptures. Right? You got it, King.
Con, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 11. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and 11. So here's another precept.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11.
Yeah, Judah, right? Judah, he didn't deal with a Hebrew, right? Judah, the fourth son of Israel, he dealt with Tamar, right? So, and he brought about and Onan and all these men that came out of Judah. So there's always a genealogy of our fathers dealing with that. Let's bring that up.
For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
Right?
Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked.
Yeah, this is why your wife has no understanding, because you're off.
Right.
My wife never do so-and-so, and she can't get it. Why? Because, brother, you despise wisdom, brother. Now your children are wicked. Go on.
Their offspring is cursed.
They're what?
Their offspring is cursed.
Read.
Wherefore, blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which have not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls.
So blessed is the woman that's not committed adultery, fornication. She locked in. She's chaste. She's a virgin. When her time to come to bear children, all praise to the Most High. Go on.
And blessed is the eunuch, which with his hands hath wrought no iniquity, nor imagine wicked things against Yahweh.
Right.
For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith and an inheritance in the temple of
And
the
an
Lord.
inheritance in the temple. So in the kingdom of heaven, if you were a eunuch, right, or if you were an outcast, if you were a bastard, if you had deformities, right, if you had a crook back, whatever the case may be, you're going to be allowed in if you believe and repent. Right, go on. But we read in Deuteronomy 23, you can't make it. Wisdom of Solomon in the kingdom of heaven, that man, he'll be allowed to make it. Go on.
Right. Inheritance.
If he repents, if he did that action willingly. You have men that were made eunuchs of men. In Matthew the 19th chapter, they had no choice, you understand, to deal with that. So let's read on.
Of the Lord, more acceptable to his mind.
Right?
For glorious is the fruit of the good labors.
Right.
And the root of wisdom shall never fall away.
Right, here's the point.
As for the children of adulterers.
As for the children of not the adulterers, but their children. As for the children of the adulterers,
they shall not come to their perfection.
well, what did they do? They're just the children of adultery. Go on.
And the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out.
Damn. Read on.
For though they live long,
They could be 80, 90 years old. Go on.
yet shall they be nothing regarded.
They don't matter. They're nothing. A spit. Go on. So that's why your name matters, man. If you go out and commit adultery and have a child, your child is like spittle, man. They're gonna say, you came from that, man? Oh my God. Did we have to kill his father? He must be just like his father, man. He's not allowed. No, hell no. You invited him to the wedding? No, that brother can stay on the outside.
Salakia, isn't that the reason why with King David, when he lay with the soldier's wife?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he died.
And the Most High killed his
Killed
baby?
him. Came to naught, man.
Yeah.
Killed the baby. Read on. That's a good point.
Verse 17.
Read 17 again, Khan.
For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor.
Right?
Or if they die quickly,
Like King David's son.
they have no hope.
See that?
Damn.
Go on.
neither comfort in the day of trial.
Neither comfort in the day of trial. So you don't, hey, and guess what? More than likely, our fathers, earthly fathers, didn't court our mothers. Right? They didn't, okay, look, gotta prove a friend. Hey, oh, you did yours? My folks, they met at a bus stop on the west side of Detroit, man. In front of my father's house, man. And we only knows what happened from there, man. They didn't court each other. Say, okay, look, I want to prove you. I want to do this. I want to do A, B, and C. They freaked off, man. And brought about many children. Now, guess what? I would be a child of fornication, man. According to the law. But all praise to the Most High's mercy. It's not just, oh, you got grace, you used to smoke weed. No, we're children of adulterers, man. Right. Children of fornication. We deserve to be nothing regarded, but the Lord is making us kings and priests.
Yeah, you got
one more after you.
I was going to touch on Moses' sons, right?
I got one more.
Let's go to Exodus 2 and verse 22, I believe, right? So Moses had son of a Midianitish woman, right? So be modern day Ethiopians, right? The big bubble-headed, round belly people, right?
Right, light bulbs.
Light bulb heads, right? Let's go to Exodus chapter 2 and 22. Or start at 21.
Yeah, we said it.
Yeah. Or 20. Start at 2 and 20, right?
Book of Exodus chapter 2 and verse 20. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man?
Right.
Call
So
him.
this is after Moses fled for killing the Egyptian and went into the land of Midian, right?
Right. It says, call him that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man. And he gave Moses Zipporah, his daughter.
Right. So the what's his name? Jethro gave Moses his daughter, and what happened?
And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land.
Right. So Moses had two sons, Gershom and Eliezer, or something along those lines.
Right.
Right. Say it again.
Eliezer?
No, it wasn't Eliezer. It was something along those lines. So he had two sons. Right. Let's go to 1 Chronicles chapter 6, and we can start at verse number 10. Right. Or start at 1 and jump to verse 10. Right. So in the doctrine, right, we were talking about it earlier, Mamzers, right? We would call Moses' son a Mamzer, right? But let's see how the Lord dealt with Moses' sons, right? 1 Chronicles 6 and start at verse 1.
Book of 1 Chronicles,
6 and 1.
chapter 6 and verse 1.
Right?
The sons of Levi.
Who?
The sons of Levi.
Right, these are the sons of the Levites. And who are the Levites? They're the priests, right? They do the priestly offices, right?
Gershon.
Who?
Gershon.
Right?
Kohath and Merari.
Right? And jump down to verse
10.
You go to 16. Right? We're going to reiterate it, and then we're going to jump up to verse 31.
Verse 16. The sons of Levi,
Right?
Gershom, Kohath, and Merari.
And what did they do? Go to verse 31.
Verse 31. And these are they whom David set over the service of song in the house of the Lord. After that, the ark had rest.
So these were the Levites who had been set up in the priestly offices, right? And a manager can't enter into the congregation. Right. Damn sure can't do the priesthood, right? So the Lord had the sons of Moses, Gershom, right? Kohath and Merari set up over that. Right? Keep reading, King.
Verse 32. And they ministered before the dwelling place of the tabernacle of the congregation with singing until Solomon had built the house of the Lord in Jerusalem. And then they waited on their office according to their order.
So they had to wait until the house of the Lord was built before they can go in and do the priestly duties, because they had orders set up for the Levites, right? This whole chapter is going into the Levites. So if Moses' sons would have been Mamzers, how could they have been in the office of the Levites? Right? You go to Nehemiah, they had the men sit outside until they could figure out their lineage if they can do the priestly duties. Right? So that Mamzer doctrine doesn't line up with the scriptures. if they do that, ask him about Moses' son doing the priestly duties in the house of the Lord. Right? Yeah, priestly.
Con, one more. Let's go to Sirach 41. That's right. 41 and 5. Sirach 41.
Chapter 41 and verse 5. The children of sinners.
No, just the sinners.
The children of sinners are abominable
So
children.
what did they do, man? They're just the children of sinners.
Right.
Right? Go on.
And they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly.
Right?
The inheritance of sinners, children shall perish.
Yeah, those are the people getting bumped around, pushed around, man. And the damn buying fruit, somebody slap it out their hand and say, shut up, man. Because they're nothing regarded. Go on.
And their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach.
Right?
The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake.
See that? They're going to be complaining to their father, man. Damn, man, why did you commit adultery, man? Now I'm not allowed at the feast, man. Hey, that'll bring a big rift out about, man. Look, son, the father's constantly apologizing. Look, son, look, we all fall short. You know, I didn't mean to. Shut up, Dad. I don't want to hear that, man. It's because of you I'm not allowed. It'll be a commotion, man.
So, question, because my father, when he was married,
Right.
when he got with my mom's, but my mom wasn't married or nothing like that.
Right.
She was single. Right, but my stepmom, she loved me like her own.
Right.
She accepted. I'd have always, cause he was like, that same when they say Papa was a rolling stone.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yep.
him. Right, so out of all his outside children, I'm more the one that she accepted, like my
Right.
own sons. So yeah,
See that, man? That's the spirit, man. So brothers got to know that these children was getting ridiculed, man. Probably spit in their face, knock their food out their hand. Give me your damn lamb, man. Right? Damn it. Give me that, man. You don't need that, man. What your father do? Oh yeah, that's right. You know?
Man,
I got one more after.
in the world, I knew this sister. She had a brother, right? Her parents were married, right? Her younger brother was named after her father, right? He was a junior. I can't remember their names. Come to find out, on his 10th birthday, the mom said, "That's not your son,"
Wow.
right? He's a junior. They still ain't changed his name,
Wow.
right?
that's
Just
right.
a no-name junior.
Yeah,
Let's go to Sirach 23 and 23, man. Madness.
yeah.
Hey, so guess what? We'll be despised in the ancient world, man. Your mother did what? Oh, your mother's a whore, man. All right? Don't come around me, man.
Wow.
Mama jokes.
Yeah. That's right.
Book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 23.
Right?
For first ye have disobeyed the law of the Most
She
High.
committed adultery. Start at 22.
Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband and bringeth in an heir by another.
Yeah, she got popped by another dude and got child by another man. She didn't get caught in the act of adultery, but they found out that this child wasn't his afterwards. So they can't stone her. It's too late. But go on.
For first she hath disobeyed the law of the Most High.
And that's a sick thing, your woman. You thinking that's your son, you rubbing on your woman's stomach, and she's saying, yeah, man, that's you in there, man. Then the child come out and it's not you. Right? So she committed adultery. Go on.
And secondly, she hath trespassed against her own husband.
Right?
And thirdly, she hath played the whore in adultery and brought children by another man.
What's going to happen?
She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children.
What does inquisition mean?
Question.
Questioning.
Right.
Right? Which child is this? Right? Is this him? Is this him? Right? Is that your mother? So that these children that they put in the hot seat, man. They you on trial now. They don't know why. But they got to answer. If they're old enough, they got to answer some questions. Right? Is your mother so and so and so and so? Go on.
Verse
And they
20
probably try to lie. No, that's not my mother. Then somebody say, no, that is your mother. Right? So go on.
Verse 25. Her children shall not take root, and her branches shall bring forth no fruit.
Right?
She shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out.
Right, go on.
And they that remain
And they that remain,
shall know that there is nothing between
No.
Salakia, nothing better than the fear of the Lord, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord.
so these are situations where you had men having women by adultery incest, the man. You had you read man and his son was popping the same woman, man. You know, that's off.
That's off, man.
A man and his son,
That's nasty.
right? It's my boy, Spirit. No, man, that's off, man. So we're going. You have something else?
Nah.
All right, let's move on to the next question. I know that's my boy, man.
Because in the law it says not to uncover your father's nakedness.
That's right. That's right. You got something?
Yeah, so you can have twins, women can have twins by 2 different men.
God.
God.
That's
Yeah,
two
you-
different babies in the same womb. They have
Right.
2 different fathers.
A woman could be pregnant and get pregnant again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen again. That's the thing. It's called super fetal something, right? But let's bring that up. So,
Next question from Jay Washington. How do y'all tell your parents that you don't celebrate Mother's Day?
all right, let's do it. Right, let's go to 2nd Ezra. I got a precept, chapter 2 and 40. How do you tell your mother? Hey, my mother. When I first came to the truth, oh, you didn't call me your mother. I didn't call my mother the first because I came into the truth in the springtime and that summertime, Mother's Day. Found out you can't do Mother's Day. I didn't call her. She called me, so and so and so and so. How come you didn't call me? Or you didn't forgot to call your mother? Hey, look. We can't celebrate Mother's Day. You know. Well, what do you mean, so and so? We can't do. I'm your mother. Look, according to so and so, the precepts, hey, we can't do that, man. You know. Hey, and whatever reaction you get, hey, guess what it is? What it is, man. The Lord said, "Whosoever loveth father or mother more than me is what? Is not worthy of me." Right? Give me 2nd Ezra 2 and 40.
Come. Book of 2nd Ezra.
Your mother's damn freaking off at the casino, doing God knows what, man. She's talking to multiple men. She almost aborted you, right? And now you gotta call her and tell her Mother's Day. She didn't tell you that she almost aborted you, man, multiple times.
It's crazy.
But now you gotta tell her Mother's Day.
Drinking and smoking.
Drinking and smoking while you pregnant. Hey, my mother told me that all she ate when she was pregnant was bacon. That's all she ate, man. Bacon and ice. So I'm growing, I'm defiled, man. I grew up defiled. Bring that up. It's madness,
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 40.
right?
Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white,
Right?
which have fulfilled the law of the Lord.
Right? That's the elect. Go on.
The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled.
Right? That's the 144. They finally fulfilled. Read on.
Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
So Ezra's looking at all of the elect. He sees Zechariah. He sees Elijah. He may have saw himself. He saw John the Revelator. He saw Peter. He saw all these men. Go on. Now he didn't know who each one was, but we know the men he saw. Read on.
Verse 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest.
That's a Mashiach woman like Yahushua, right?
Khan. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns.
He said what?
He set
set
crowns,
Right?
and was more exalted, which Salakia, I marveled at greatly.
Right?
So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms.
Right?
Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it?
So Ezra caught the Lord. He looked at him. Ezra's an older man. He looked at the Lord, and in that time, Ezra looked older than the Lord. Right? Go on.
Khan says, Salakia.
That's why he called him a young man. Right?
Then he said unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly.
That did what?
That stood so stiffly.
That they got shaken up on Mother's Day.
That stood so stiffly
For what?
for the name of the Lord.
That's what this thing is about, man. Standing stiffly for the name of the Lord. And your mother's gonna call you, man. You know? She's gonna, hey, things are gonna happen, man. And your father, you ain't call your mother on Mother's Day. Your grandmother, I can't believe you. You didn't call your own. Everybody's gonna get on you, man. Make you feel bad. You might be in that Facebook group chat with all your siblings, and they all saying Happy Mother's Day, and you didn't say nothing. And everybody knows you didn't say nothing. Right? They're waiting on you to say them nasty 3 words, man. And it's up to you. Are you gonna fold, or are you gonna stand true to this thing? Right now, you got precept?
God.
I got one after you.
Let's go to 1 John chapter 3 and verse 18.
God, book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
Right? So we can't just say Happy Mother's Day and it makes the sun get extra bright. A couple flowers pop up, rabbits come out with the big eyes, and everybody's smiling and cheesing. Right? You gotta love indeed. Right? Let's go to Exodus 20 and 12. Right? This is a commandment for every day of the year. Right? And when was Mother's Day established? 1907. 1907. You want to know why? Because Esau was probably killing their moms.
Right.
He's probably throwing live chickens at them. Who knows what they was doing, man? They probably doing all manner of wickedness,
Popping
right?
them.
Oh, man. Right?
Book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 12.
So this is the deed we're supposed to be living in at all the times.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
No, only May 8th.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
The 3rd week in June. The 3rd Sunday in June.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
So you got to do this every day. That's how you can found your moms and your fathers on Father's Day and Mother's Day. Well, is it every day Father's and Mother's Day? Don't I honor you? Oh no, I'm walking in the law, statutes, and commandments. I'm not on drugs, right? I'm not robbing nobody. I'm not doing life in prison, right? I'm not blaspheming the name of the Lord. Is it every day Mother's Day? What makes your day more special? Because it's on the white man's calendar? Right, that's how you can found it. You start having them think deeper and deeper, right? And then just be like, well, what about Children's Day? Do you celebrate Children's Day?
Right.
When is Children's Day?
Bring your child to work.
Yeah, I never got brought to work on. Man, bring your child to work day. You know how loud that would have been at work.
Right.
Everybody went but me.
Yeah, I was in class watching Nova. Y'all don't remember Nova?
I do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that's how you battle the spiritual demon Satan on Mother's Day. Say, well, I show you honor and reverence every day. Every day is Mother's Day when you're in this truth, right?
Go ahead, Thamar.
Okay. When you go into the origins of Mother's Day, it really goes back to Isis, the Egyptian goddess. So the precept I wanted to bring out was James 1 and verse 27. It says, pure religion and undefiled before the Most High, and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. So you got to keep yourself unspotted from the world, because that's a worldly custom. Mother's Day has nothing to do with your mother.
Right, that's right. And let's go to Luke. What is that? 11. Let's go to Luke 11. Quick precept and verse. Is that what I want? Is that what I found? Yeah, 11 and 27.
Book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 27. And it came to pass, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice.
Look at this woman, out of order, right? Let's see what she said.
And
Just
said
loud and wrong. Go on.
And said unto him, blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked.
So she's going off, man.
Sound like Eve.
Yeah, right? Blessed is your mother, right? Your mother brought you out of here, man. Right? Yahweh Shah's doing all of this great works. She said, yo, your mother, blesses your mother, man. Go on. What did the Lord say? Did the Lord say, yes, it's Mother's Day? Yes, I think about that. Go on.
But he said, yea, rather blessed.
He said, yea, rather.
Blessed are they that hear the word of Yahweh and keep it.
Where's the Lord saying, yeah, you're right. Right? Let me reverence my mother. And the Lord, what did he call his mother?
Woman.
Woman. Let's go to John chapter 2. Right? You think the Lord would celebrate Mother's Day? Let's go to John. He said, woman, what have I to do with thee? Huh? Right? Let's go to John chapter 2. And let me get that real quick, Salaki. Yeah.
Salaki, but we're not telling you to call your mother woman.
Yeah, we're not saying that. We're showing you the level, how our forefathers were.
God.
Right? Our forefathers loved their women. Loved their mothers, man. But look how Yahweh Shah, the ultimate example, man. Showing you how he would never celebrate the Mother's Day. That's why we bring these precepts up. Right, so let's go to St. John, chapter 2 and 4.
Khan. Book of John, chapter 2 and verse 4. Yahweh Shah saith unto her,
Start at 3.
Khan. Verse 3. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Yahweh Shah saith unto him, they have no wine.
Right, man, look, can you make some wine? She didn't just say that to say that. Right? Look, hey, look, they don't have no wine. Go on.
Yahweh Shah saith unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee?
Woman, what have I to do with thee?
Mine hour is not yet come.
Hey, look, man, you forcing the hand, man. I don't want everybody to see all this right now, man. You pushing me. My hour's not yet come, man. So he said, woman. Now, Mary knew what was going on, man. She knew that the Lord had miracles and he had spiritual power. That's why she asked him that, man. Right? That's what she didn't ask him, but she knew, and Yahushua picked up on what she was putting down. Right? We have no wine. Damn, man, you want me to turn some water into some wine? Again, right? Nobody knows that happened before, man.
Right.
But she knew that things could happen with the Lord. Go to you got something?
Come.
You got it.
Let's go to John 19 and go to verse 25. Right? So look, the Lord said, "Who is my mother and who is my brother? But those that do the will of the Lord." Right? So in this truth, man, right? Your mother is the one who's doing the commandments. Your mother is the one who's following the faith of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now you have your earthly mother who you're supposed to reverence and honor, right? But in this truth, you have spiritual mothers, man. And you're supposed to take that atonement and take that burden when need be, right? Not just on one day in May, right? But at all times, right? Let's go to John 19 and start at verse 25.
Khan. Book of John, chapter 19, verse 25.
Right?
Now there stood by the cross of Yahushua his mother, and his mother's sister Mary, the wife of Cleophas, and Mary Magdalene. When Yahushua therefore saw his mother and the disciple standing by, whom he loved, he saith unto his mother, Woman, behold thy son.
Right? This is not on Mother's Day. Imagine your mom seeing you getting put on the cross, you getting beat, right? This how much he loved his mom. And this was during Passover. He didn't wait till Mother's Day to say this. He said on Passover, look, behold, this is your son right here. Right? And what did he say?
Then saith he to the disciple, Behold thy mother. And from that hour, that disciple took her unto his own home.
So he took on that role of being her son. And she took on that role of being his mother. Right? She knew what was coming. That's brotherly love. Right? So your mom isn't just the one who birthed you. Your mother is the one who's keeping the commandments. Making sure you're on the straight and narrow. Your brothers in this room don't even know how many elder sisters pray for them. Right? They see you on the videos. Those prayers from those elder sisters may reach up to the Lord. And that may be the reason why we're still walking today. That may be the reason why we're still in this truth today. We still have the spirit to go on the highways and byways. Those are your mothers. Right?
Even like I ain't gonna say that.
Well, like your grandmother.
Your grandmothers,
Right.
they might be in the world, but they love you towards though they got that mind that they just feel like they want to pray for you. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Quick
So
precept.
how much more the truth is?
Let's go to Mark 10 and 28. That's right. Mark 10 and 28.
Book of Mark, chapter 10 and verse 28. Then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all and have followed thee. And Yahushua answered and said, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that have left house, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my sake and the gospel.
So you got men that have to leave their mother behind, man.
Right.
Right? Men leave their mother behind. That doesn't mean you kick her in the dust. It means your relationship is not the same.
That's right.
Right? Now you're some men completely cut their mother off, man, because they're just outright wicked. Certain mothers you can tolerate, you deal with, you keep them at a distance or whatever. There's certain situations you hear in Israel where that can't even be a thing, man. They're trying to make you eat pork and do all types of abominable things and harm your children. You can't do that, man. So they say, look, I know you're my mother, but look, I can't deal with you right now until you get your spirit right. And you got to have that conversation sometimes.
right.
You got to be able to talk to your mother like it is, man. Hey, look, Ma, look, I know, out of respect, so and so and so and so, but look, under this truth, and keeping the commandments, look, I can't celebrate Mother's Day, right? Or you're off, right? You got to get, I got to pray for you until you get your spirit right. Then maybe I can come around, or my children could come around or something like that. So let's read on.
Verse 30. But he shall receive 100-fold now in this time.
No, wait, you got to wait to the kingdom.
He shall receive 100-fold now in this
You
time.
might get 100 mothers in this truth, man. 100. You left your one mother, now you got 100 mothers in this truth, man. Go on.
Houses
You might 100 dwelling places.
and brethren.
And you got 100 brothers, man.
And
There's well over 100 brothers in WFI. You might have left your brother in the world, now you got over 100 brothers, man. 100-fold. Living this prophecy out, right?
And sisters.
And there's a lot of sisters in the camp. You got a lot of sisters in this thing, man. Your sister and your family might not be getting it, but now you got all these sisters in the truth. Go on.
And mothers.
And what?
And mothers.
And a lot of elder women, like the brother said. Older women, you understand, they praying for you. They give arms. They looking out for you. Go on. They'll watch your children for you. Read on.
And children. And lands. With persecutions. And in the world to come eternal life.
That's right. One more. Go to Luke chapter 2 and 30. Looks like Luke 2 and 47. Right? So Luke, you got to say straight up and down, look, I don't celebrate Mother's Day. You don't have to say it like an evil man. Right. Just respectfully and through wisdom, validated through the precepts. We're giving you a plethora of precepts. Right? Luke 2 and 47.
Book of Luke chapter 2 verse 47. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answered.
Yeah, Yahweh Shah is out there breaking it down to the doctors and lawyers in the temple. He's 12 years old. Go on.
And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing.
Right, we're crying, we're looking for you. Where have you been? Go on.
And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business?
Right, meaning you know the deal. Didn't the angel come to you and tell you what I'm gonna be about, man? Right? Didn't the angel say that the Holy Spirit is gonna be on you and I'm gonna be some great man? But you don't know that, man. The angels told you what's up, man. You know the deal, Mary. Why are you acting brand new? He said, what, you don't know? So why would he say that if she didn't know? She knew what was going on. Them emotions kicked in, worrying for her son. She said, look, the angel there, she should be in the temple, right? He's about his father's business. The angel Gabriel told me these things. We have nothing to worry about. But sometimes, them spirits, them emotions come in, rightfully so. But you have to let her know straight up and down what it is, man. It's all right to be stern with your mother and let them know, look, we're about our father's business.
That's right.
Right? We're about keeping the commandments.
That's right.
We're about doing the work of the Lord. Why are you asking me about Mother's Day? Don't you know I told you I'm an Israelite? I keep the commandments of the Lord.
That's right.
Mother's Day is not in the Bible. And he was stern with her. He didn't, well, Mom, Mom, I love you. But no, man, sometimes you gotta be stern. Hey, cause your mother, Eva, damn, she'll, what's the word I'm looking for?
She'll let you have it.
Yeah, she'll make you feel bad. Nobody can make you feel bad like your mother, right?
It's only two women who will make you feel terrible, who can get under your skin. That's your wife and that's your mom.
That's right. That's right.
So I got cursed out for Christmas. Man.
You see that? All praise to the Most High. That's a good thing. All praises.
I got my mom cursed me out wicked on my job. Like, well, I didn't call you. I called you. But I said I don't celebrate that.
Wow.
Right. And it's a lot of weak times when the holidays come around. People don't have the strength.
Yeah, Jay get weak.
Let's go to Psalms 138 and go to verse 2. Let me go to the next question. Right. So I think that's my who I be talking to.
Psalms 130.
38 and 2. Right, brother, stay strong, man. Stay strong in this Mother's Day. Right, this wicked Mother's Day, man. Right? If need be, confound your mom. Give her that spiritual gift to let her know that every day is Mother's Day, man. Right?
Book of Psalms, chapter 1.
So like, if somebody said, are you going off to say, Mom, I'll give you flowers and candy after Mother's Day? You don't even got to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just show up on your mom with flowers and candy. Say, I love you.
Hey, if that's something, but you can't do it in the spirit of Mother's Day.
Right.
Stop doing makeup Mother's Day in your mind. right? And make up Christmas. You know, that's off, man. Yeah, you do it at 12:01. It's not Mother's Day. But here's some candy and some flowers, man.
It's like, we'll read that. Psalms 138 and verse 2.
Con. Psalm 138 verse 2. Will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness
Right.
and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name.
Right, so we're going to worship towards the Lord in our holy land. We're going to give the Lord praise, right?
Con. In the day when I cry, thou answerest me and strengthenest me with strength in my soul.
So when you feeling weak and you feel like you can't do this, you feel like, I just got to call my mom. I got to let her know. And
Lusting.
just lusting, just going crazy, man. Ask the Lord to strengthen you, man.
Right.
Right? It was one time I tried to sneak and celebrate Christmas. This was like 9-10 years ago. I caught the flu. Right? My mom's gave me a comforter set. Right? I'm like, I'll take it to 26. It's not a Christmas gift. Caught the flu the next day. Lost like 25 pounds, man. All praises. So the Lord knows the intent. He knows what you're thinking in your heart. So be true to the Most High.
That's right. Let's move on.
Next question. Slacky. Next question comes from
Can you send you that? Creep.
Slacky. The next question comes from Ayud Gin. According to Leviticus, is it a sin to get your hairline and beard lined up?
Let's go to it. Leviticus 19 and 27. All right, this is fundamental. Leviticus 19. All right?
Like, and then somebody said, you have a mother, brothers, etc., but what's up with your hairline, homie?
Damn.
See, brother just scoffing, man.
Yeah.
Scoffing.
Let's bring that up.
Book of Leviticus
Ungodly.
chapter 19 and verse 27.
Who gets behind the keyboard and just becomes unruly, man? Unruly. That's off-putting. Read that. Yeah.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads,
Right?
neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy
It's
beard.
plain. You can't shave your beard. You can't cut the natural line. Right? You can't cut. I know certain brothers' beards that every brother's beard grows differently.
Yeah, right.
Straight up and down. Every brother's beard grows in differently, but don't cut your beard. Don't cut your natural line of your beard. All right? My beard hair grows beyond where my actual line is. Right? So I can't cut and line up my beard. I'll be cutting up all my hair right here. Certain brothers' beards don't grow like that, man. It all depends on how your beard grows. Now you can trim your beard. Go to 2 Samuel. Right? You can trim your beard, but you can't cut its natural line, the corners, and destroy it. I mean, I can't get a chin strap or that nasty soul patch like a creep, right? Yeah, or that thumbprint mustache, you know, or just the goatee. Jake gets into anything, man.
Just a beard, no mustache.
Or what was that? Wilt Frazier? He had the thick sideburns and no chin hair, man.
Right.
So let's pull that up. Go to what I call 2 Samuel. I believe I went 10 and 4 if I'm not mistaken.
Book of 2 Samuel chapter 10 and verse 4.
Right?
Wherefore Hanun took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards,
Right?
and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away.
So they were sagging with no beard on. Go on.
When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed.
They were greatly ashamed.
And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return.
Grow your beard out, right? Straight up. Grow your beard out. All right? That's plain. When you read Psalms 133, 1 on down, Aaron had a beard that went down to the skirt of his garment. So that beard had to have been James Harden times 10. It had to have been straight, woolly, all the way down to his garment. And he probably had somebody combing his beard with a large comb like this, man. So that's how long the beards was. And you got to take care of your beard too, man. Take care of your beard, brothers. Your beard is all damn dry and patched up, man. Comb your beard out. Get a pick. Take care of your beard, brothers.
Right.
Use some oil, some moisturizer in there, right? And comb it out, pluck it out, man. You know, trim them loose edges. Get your beard right, brothers. And stop being a weirdo, man. You got something?
I had a precept. I can't remember it. Where he told Ezekiel to take a barber's razor. Is that
Ezekiel 5.
5. So like, right? Ezekiel
If you can't
5
grow a
and 1.
beard, you can't grow a beard. You just wait on the Lord. In the kingdom, everybody gonna have a beard.
That's right.
In the kingdom, you brothers that don't have a beard, I won't want my beard to be longer. But I'm content with what the Most High gave me. Right? All praise to the Most High. And if I make it to the kingdom and the Lord give us a mightier beard, give us a mightier beard.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 5 and verse 1.
So like, look, brother, if you don't agree, just get off. So the Most High is a groomer. Yes, the Most High is clean. He wants people to be clean. Right? What does that have to do with it?
Didn't David tell Mephibosheth, how come you didn't trim your beard and get your feet together, man? So you can trim your beard, you can take care of yourself, man. Bring that up. Madness.
Book of
Ezekiel 5 and
Book
1.
of Ezekiel, chapter 5 and 1. And thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thine head and upon thy beard.
So the Lord told Ezekiel, take a barber's razor. What's a razor for?
Line up, shade.
It's to cut it.
Yeah.
Right? So they had barber's razors in the ancient world. This is during the time of being in actual Jerusalem. They had barber's razors. So what occupation did they have there? Barbers.
Right.
They had barbers in the ancient world.
That's right.
Right? We're not gonna be simple and act like everybody in Israel just had
Dreads.
dreads,
Matted
braids,
hair.
and nappy afros, man. We're a clean people. Right? Israel like to look fly. Israel don't like to look bummy. So they had barbers in the ancient world who had a barber's razor. Right? This is madness, man.
I mean, also, because, you go back to Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, they ain't nothing new under the sun, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if you had a barber's razor, if you had long hair, you're not just sitting there with a razor like that. I'm sure they had something to cut it before that, and they cleaned you up, man.
Let's go to 2 Samuel 19 and 24. Right? 2 Samuel 19 and 24.
It's madness, man.
Yeah, let's bring that up. And 24.
Book of 2 Samuel, chapter
Now it
19.
says in 1 Kings 11 and the 4 and down that David's heart was perfect with the Lord. Now let's read that.
19, and 2 Samuel, chapter 19, verse 24. And
Mephibosheth.
Mephibosheth, the son of Saul, came down to meet the king, and had neither dressed his feet, nor trimmed his beard, nor washed his clothes, from the day the king departed until the day he came again in peace.
See that? So we was trimming our beards back then, man. And letting your beard grow out like that may have been a sign of mourning, right? Like David, he didn't anoint himself at all, right? For 21 days until his prayer got answered. Sometimes you didn't, you let yourself go, man. Right? Like a Nazarite, he'll grow his hair out or grow his beard out and they'll let it go. He didn't trim his beard or his hair, man. Which shows it was a normal thing. It was unusual that he didn't trim his beard, man. So that thing happened in the ancient world.
Keep going.
And men, you had men that would do that for you, man. Trim your beard for you. You can't get your whole... Brothers can hook a beard up, man. Right? So
a lot of questions got deleted. So, next question.
it's like if your question may have got deleted from the live chat, just ask it again.
Somebody asked, are tassels fringes in the Bible?
Let's go to Deuteronomy 22 and 12. Right? And Numbers 15 and 38.
All right, which one you want first? Numbers
22.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 22. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 12. And can you, go
So
ahead.
like somebody made a good point on here. If you look at the old hieroglyphics when we was in Egypt or old paintings, we had waves.
Yeah, they show you that.
We
Yeah,
had waves in our hair.
yes, sir, man.
How do you get waves if you're not cutting your hair?
Yeah.
Good point. Good point to the brother that brought that up.
That's right.
Book of Deuteronomy.
Can you pull up that word fringes in Deuteronomy 22?
I got it.
All right. Bring it up.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 12. Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture.
Now, the four quarters, like the one had a garment on the other day, he was divided into four quarters. He had fringes on the four quarters of his garment, meaning all the way around. It doesn't mean, bring that out first, King.
Alright, so this is Strong's H1434. Gadil. It's twisted threads, tassels, festoons.
Right. What does that mean? This is a twisted thread.
Right.
Right? That's what that's talking about.
God.
Right.
That's all it is. All right? Brother, and every brother has these. You have twisted thread. Read it again, King.
God. Twisted threads,
Right?
tassels,
These are twisted threads. Another name for that is tassels. Go on.
festoons.
Festoons. That's it on that?
God.
Go to Numbers 15 and 37.
God.
Right?
Book of Numbers.
Remember, Deuteronomy means what in the Bible? Brothers know?
Second law.
Second law. So where's that law found at originally? Numbers 15.
God.
So it's a reiteration of the same law. Right? Bring that out, Numbers 15 and 37.
Book of
Deuteronomy
Numbers.
is not just a whole big thing of new laws. There are laws that are reinforced and more elaborated on for another generation to inherit the promised land. Bring that up.
Numbers chapter 15 and verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they